Welcome, welcome, everyone. This is our Metabolic Health Revolution class. I am here with Tara Magowski of Divine Lifestyle. Say hi, Tara.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here.
We're going to get started with our Metabolic Health Revolution. This is new information that we are so excited to share with you all. We're going to start by sharing our story for those who do not know us. So I've been teaching about health and wellness for the past 12 years. I've had a personal journey with toxic weight loss programs that wreak havoc on your body, your hormones. I actually, when I was in my early 20s, did a program called Transformations. They're still around, and it's a medical weight loss program where you inject a hormone called HCG. And I know what it feels like to not do your research and just want results so bad that you don't really think about what you're doing to your body and how that can affect you in the future. And so during that time, that decision to start going to this med spa, I look back and it's embarrassing that I was actually injecting myself with this at the time. But I know what it feels like to, want to lose weight, but what I have learned and what I teach and empower women now is that there are ways to boost your metabolism naturally that make you feel really good, that actually increase your health span. And then you don't have to do all of this work after to fix your hormones, which is what we're also going to talk about today, because hormones are tied to metabolism. And so I'm a mom of 3 now. I did fix my hormones. I've raised my babies naturally on plant medicine instead of synthetic drugs. And so the plant protocols that we're going to also share, we use these every single time something comes up. And plant medicine has truly changed our lives. And so I know that this is where I belong, and what I'm called to do is empowering others.
Hi, guys. I'm Tara. And for those of you that know me, where do I begin? I have definitely struggled with fertility, infertility, and also hormonal imbalances most of my life. I have been on a holistic journey for the past 12 years, but most recently, the past 6 years, I've really taken a deep dive into this. And Steph, I know all about HCG. I use HCG triggers every time I do rounds of IVF. I've been through 5 rounds. So talk about messing up your hormones. I'm the poster child. So I pretty much tried everything from, healers to specialized nutritionists to acupuncturists, multiple IVF doctors, endocrinologists, NAD plus infusions, which are very costly and take about 4 hours a day, 5 days to do a loading dose, plus IV therapy, which I do actually love. And I still do IV therapy. As you see in my picture here, I do that monthly. But that's a whole nother workshop, to taking just like crazy amounts of supplements, especially in the past 3 years. So many supplements that I literally have to take them 3 to 4 times a day because I'm taking like upwards to like 40 supplements a day. So I did all of this because I was trying to figure out, the root cause of my hormonal imbalances. Why do I have endo? Why are there fibroids? Really trying to get to the root cause, because a lot of the doctors are just telling you, oh, don't worry about it. Just do this, take this. We're just going to do your protocol a little bit different. So I've had to learn the hard way, but I'm happy to share what I've learned. And that's why I'm here today. So thank you, Steph, for partnering with me on this. And I'd love to kind of share what I've learned and what has helped me thus far.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tara, for just sharing what you've been going through. And you're definitely an inspiration to so many women. So let's get going. What is on the agenda for this class? We're going to talk about why we need a metabolic health awakening, the 4 key obstacles to metabolic health and how to overcome them with plant medicine, the 5 must-have plants for promoting metabolism and anti-aging. We're going to give natural protocols for hormones, and then a plug-and-play plant-based protocol for a metabolic reset. Does anybody feel like this some days? There are obstacles that we face every single day simply because of the world in which we live in. We have high-stress jobs, jam-packed schedules, trying to get in exercise and quality sleep, There's endless access to processed foods and diets that really lack those important nutrients that are really needed for good health. And really today, we don't get everything we need from food. A tomato today is different than a tomato 20 years ago. There's also
or a tomato from Greece. Our soil is different.
Soil's different. And then there's the exposure to toxins, personal care products, cleaning products. We can't just go to the store and pick up anything on the shelf because of everything that's allowed into our products. And a lot of women don't know, because we use so many products, this increases our exposure to toxins. And so all of these stressors on our bodies, our minds, they make us feel much older than we are. More than half of us are actually living life stressed. We emotionally eat, we get aches and pains, we can't sleep, we have brain fog. So our bodies and minds feel like they're working overtime just to keep up with the demands of life. And these same poor lifestyle factors that are constantly coming at us also affect our metabolic health. I want to begin by going over health span versus lifespan. Now, we do live in a more advanced medical technology than we've ever had. People are living longer. However, the last 8 to 15 years of life are typically spent in miserable health conditions before people pass, in bed, sedentary. A lot of us have seen our grandparents, our parents struggling through this right now. Modern medicine has not done much to impact the health span. And most people reach a point where they accept this as part of life. And, you hear people say, just getting old, just part of getting old. I reject that when people say that or speak that over me. There are other people who fight back. And which one are you? This is a great question to ask yourself and just reflect as we start the intention of this class. Health span versus lifespan. So lifespan is the number of years you live. Health span is the numbers of years that you live in good health. Now that photo there, grandparents running on the beach, this is my vision of the future. And I want you to think about what your vision for your future is. To me, I want to be running on the beach with my grandkids, my great grandkids, cooking a dinner together, having awesome conversation that's filled with love, with my cognitive function there, knowing who my grandchildren are, great grandchildren, and then peacefully pass away in my sleep. That is when health span equals lifespan. And so what we want to do, because the health span is at risk, we want to increase that. Why do we need a metabolic health awakening? These numbers pretty much shocked me when I started researching about metabolic health. Only 6.8% of adults have optimal cardiometabolic health. So in a room of 100 people, there's only 7 that have healthy metabolic health. So what they did, this was research that was recently published in July of 2022, the Journal of American College of Cardiology. They evaluated over 55,000 Americans. So this is extensive research. And they looked at 5 components of health: the levels of blood pressure, blood sugar, blood cholesterol, adiposity, which is overweight and obesity, and cardiovascular disease. And only 6.8% of adults actually had these components in healthy levels. And so the products that we're going to share, natural wellness tools that are going to benefit all of us, there are some people who really have a huge need for what we're talking about, and they don't even realize it. I will say that if 3 or more of these indicators right here, if a person has 3 or more, they're typically on a medication, and it's more difficult for their bodies to thrive. So they really do need support. If you have done any research at all, or if you start to look at health span, you're going to come across David Sinclair, Dr. David Sinclair. Now, he publishes his research out of Harvard, and he talks about, you can actually write down his podcast, Lifespan, and start listening to it. It's not how old you are, it's how old are your cells. And this link between biological age being inseparable from metabolic health. So when you take control of your metabolic health, you actually slow the signs of aging. Have you ever seen somebody who is much older than what they appear? So they tell you your age and you're like, wow, I thought you were 20 years younger. And then vice versa. when someone, you might think is 45 and they're 35. So it goes, you can't base it on how people look because it's based on how their cells are. And so the stronger your metabolic function, the younger you will look and feel from the inside out. And what Dr. David Sinclair talks about is just that aging should be looked at and seen as a disease. What that means is that it's something that can be controlled and modified. And this is super exciting. So what we're going to share with you is really revolutionary. And this is what's being studied right now at Harvard. And how do we actually reverse age? And it's all based on the cellular level. Now, what happens as we age? So there's two things that we are going to discuss that actually both of them start to drop in our 20s. We always say like, we are in our prime in our 20s. If you think about, how your face looked, how you have any like young teenagers right now, college, this is the prime, and just our children, like how their skin is so elastic and how firm their skin is. But one of these things that starts to decline is NAD. And NAD is the most important molecule in life. Without it, then many cellular processes would not be able to function. It plays a huge role in metabolic processes like the production of ATP, which is the primary energy currency of the cells. It's required for DNA repair, gene expression, lots of things. If you do not have NAD, it would lead to cell dysfunction and eventually death. It literally sustains life. So I want NAD right now to stand out in your mind from here on out, because you are going to start seeing this everywhere. And for this class, we're going to actually get into one of the products that massively boosts this amazing life-sustaining molecule. And this is what is being studied. How do we increase the NAD levels? And so by the time we're 50, we actually have half of the NAD that we did when we were 25. Tara, I'm going to flip it over to you.
Yes. And I'll quickly just touch on NAD because I was doing these IVs of NAD, which was called a loading dose. And you do 500 milligrams a day, 4 to 5 hours a day, 5 days or 4 days in a row, depending on how much your body can handle. And then you have to keep it up every single month. And this is how you reset the body. So you're actually changing your changing your DNA at a cellular level. And this was something that I was researching. I was listening to Dr. Sinclair's podcast, and it's pretty well known that if NAD plus, adding that with some other things into a regimen can help with fertility. So that's kind of how I found it. But there are 4 major obstacles to metabolic health, right? We have maturing fat cells, blood sugar instability, cellular integrity, which we're just talking about, and inferior supplements, which I have definitely been on a million inferior supplements to the point where, you can go to the next slide, Steph, to the point where I literally was not even absorbing anything. I wasn't absorbing any of the benefits. So, not all products are created equal. I'll just leave it there.
Amen.
So we're going to talk a little bit about today a great thing that I have found using essential oils as plant medicine. 1 drop of oil is equivalent to multiple pounds of herbs. And I've also studied herbs as well. I've also taken tons of herbs, especially throughout the past 5 years of my fertility journey. So I just want you to understand the potency of the oil. So they're extremely potent, and they are natural, safe, and effective. They are cost effective, of course, and they, of course, provide a wonderful experience, an aroma experience, and they're very uplifting. I have lots of oils everywhere in my house, and they're very versatile to use as well. So 5 of the must-have plants for promoting metabolism are going to be lemon, grapefruit, ginger, peppermint, and cinnamon bark. Lemon is amazing. It's high in limonene, which is an amazing antioxidant in the body, which absorbs and removes any of the free radicals in your body that before it, hurts your cells. So lemon, grapefruit, I put that in my water every day. It supports lymphatic drainage and detoxification, which definitely need if you're on any hormone treatments. Promotes high energy. Same with grapefruit, it's high in limonene, supports healthy weight loss, supports healthy metabolism, curbs your cravings, again, lymphatic drainage. And the most important thing is really supporting your adrenals, liver, and kidneys. Those are things that we don't realize, but they get very, very overloaded quickly by environmental toxins and by the foods that we're eating.
And that's why I love to just like even putting these two in water, because it's a great way to just get that extra liver support, kidney support, because even 1 or 2 drops is going to be benefiting these organs.
And another thing is, yes, there's plenty of things that you can take, right? A liver cleanse, a liver flush. Because of where I'm at in my life and because of all the supplements and all the things that I've had to take, I just don't want to keep taking things, right? I want to do things the most natural way that I can through my food, diet, and like very natural supplements. So peppermint is really great. It improves your exercise performance. You can put that on areas where you're aching. It's very great. It's anti-inflammatory, curbs your cravings as well, increases your mental productivity, alertness, and energy, and relieves the brain fog that we can get when our hormones are all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And cinnamon bark, that's really great for healthy cholesterol and cardiometabolic health. So these are great to prevent any sort of heart issues, strokes, heart attacks, stabilizes your blood sugar and supports your pancreas and improves circulation. And then ginger, which is my favorite, supports memory and brain health. And I love this because my mother-in-law has Alzheimer's. So I love that this can be protective against the diseases of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's as well.
Yes. So these essential oils do address all of the 4 obstacles that Tara mentioned. But I want to go over specifically what research has been done. There's been preclinical research showing that in the right ratios, these 5 oils do reduce the fat cells when you ingest them. Now, there's a set number of fat cells in your body. When you lose weight, you actually burn the stored fat within each of your cells, and it causes those fat cells to become smaller. And so restricting fat cell growth makes the biggest difference to your body fat percentage. You always are going to have the same amount of fat cells, but it's whether they get bigger by like overly consuming foods or if you shrink them. And so this is what is being studied. How do we shrink the size of our adipose fat cells? And how do we limit the development of new fat cells and growth of existing fat cells? So you can use these 5 oils that we talked about internally, and they will support your health. They will support your metabolism. But to unlock all of the benefits of these oils for longevity, for anti-aging, for metabolic health, you want to use the oils in the right ratio. So one company is leading the charge in essential oil research, and this is doTERRA. doTERRA is putting out research in plant medicine. And this is what is so exciting to me, being a holistic health coach. I love to see the data. And I love to see what has been studied in regards to how this impacts your body. So there's a preclinical trial, and it was designed just with one question. Can the ratios of these 5 plants that we already know impact metabolism, if we can change the ratios, will it improve results? And so they conducted a dose response study with different ratios of the 5 oils that we just discussed. So again, with plant medicine, this is the coolest thing. They're not even just they're actually studying if we take an oil and add it to another oil, that synergistic effect, if it's in different ratios, is going to have either a greater or a less impact on your body in the results. And so here is a side-by-side comparison of 3 of the top ratios. So again, all 5 plants were used together. But what they did is they changed the amounts of each plant that they put in the oil. They applied it to the fat cells. And as you can see, at the end, different result. And so you can see that by optimizing the ratio, the results were significantly improved. Actually, they got a 30 to 40% more improvement impact on reducing fat cells just by using a different amount of ginger, peppermint, less, using more of the lemon and grapefruit. So this is huge. And this is where plant science is going. This just shows you a side-by-side comparison for a different perspective. If you look at the different strengths and the ratios and blends at the final formulation, which is ratio number 3, you can see the difference there about how greatly it was impacted. And so what? What does this actually do to my body? How does this affect me? Here are some of the results that people are experiencing when they start using these oils and supplements. Curbs cravings, helps with weight management, which has been plateaued, improves energy, increases mental clarity, no more brain fog, promotes healthy sleep, better mood, increased focus and productivity. Here's some testimonies. We have a whole testimonial group, and it's like every day people just share all that they're experiencing. And what I'm going to share with this system, because this is a system that works together to address your metabolic health, but it's not a weight loss system, even though people are experiencing weight loss. It's not a sleep system, even though people are having better sleep. It's not a skin system, even though people are noticing that their skin looks different after they take it. And so what it will do is it will help to know what your body needs and where to focus. But this is just 60 days in using the MetaPower. Inflammation's disappearing, way more energy. You can see the difference in how people are looking. Stopped coffee. I sleep like a rock. Skin is glowing. 13 pounds gone. So many inches. Glucose spikes are less. Brain fog is a huge one. The other thing we're going to get into is blood sugar. So I'm on my day 4, I'm a diabetic. The second day of taking it, my blood sugar was 111, the lowest in years, usually hangs around 185. Connie says, I'm so excited. My lab test from yesterday, my cholesterol is below 200 and her HbA1c is the lowest in 3 years. So she's been on it since September. And these are the types of results that people are getting. And especially when diabetics have those blood glucose monitors where they can actually check to see where their blood sugar is at, they see it immediately. So may I share this blend with you? MetaPower by doTERRA. So this is that blend in those perfect ratios. And what it does, it supports the metabolic health. It also actually reduces the fat cells and stops them from growing, helps with curbing your hunger. I like to put a couple drops in my water. It actually tastes so good. And people notice they just don't have those sweet cravings, and people are breaking up with sugar, especially if you struggle with sugar cravings. And then energy as well. It definitely supports in that way. And then here's the actual system. So you can see you can get them individually, but this is really designed because one of these supplements addresses the glucose spikes, those different obstacles that we mentioned with metabolic health. They have different supplements that address each of those obstacles. There's nothing like this on the market, what you're learning right now. And even when we go over the actual collagen, there's nothing like it. And so what makes the MetaPower different than other, crash diets, metabolism boosters, harsh cleanses, is that it's completely clean, non-toxic, and it increases your health span. It's whether you felt nothing, this is something that's going to completely increase your metabolic health. And people who are frustrated with fluctuating weight, brain fog, lack of energy, and they feel desperate, they're turning to MetaPower instead of those unhealthy strategies that can be tempting when you just want to get results. I have people who are friends who have done, there's a company, I won't mention the name, but it's food that's very toxic, and they focus on weight loss, and they do get results within that first month or two. But then, 6 months down the road, a year down the road of them not eating this food because they get sick of it, and all the weight comes back even worse. That's an example of an unhealthy choice, because if you look at actually what the food they're eating out of a box or whatnot, like they're restricting calories, but it's terrible for their body. Then if they do their labs are awful because they're eating this stuff, that's just fake food. Where it's like people's livelihoods just keep getting better and better because of what this is doing to the cellular level. And that's all that we're researching here in plant medicine. And so the nice thing that this system will do is actually decide for you if you're not sure what to focus on. You're going to notice suddenly that your skin is glowing or you're sleeping better, and you didn't even realize that you had sleep issues because we get so used to some of the things. I would never say I had any sleep issues, but when I started taking this, I was like, why am I sleeping like amazing? Like I'd wake up at 6 a.m. Normally I wake up at 7:30, and my body would just be like, you're up. You're rested, because my sleep was so deep. And so that's the nice thing, is that this is smart supplementation. It actually goes to work for you. And these different things share the workload of supporting your metabolic health. And what happens is that your metabolic flexibility increases. What that means is having some flexibility. Maybe, normally you have to stay away from sugar because it causes you to just downward spiral and eat so much more sugar. Whereas with this, when you get some more metabolic flexibility, you can begin to integrate some of the things that were before destroying your blood glucose spikes and just making it it balances your body. And then also really focuses on balancing your blood sugar. That is a big change that people see. And this is what actually starts to begin to turn back the clock, because blood glucose spikes age us. And the oil that I just showed, it also comes in here as soft gels. And I like this because even though the oil is great to drink, there are days where I just need something quick and I want to take a soft gel. So it's just different delivery, but it's the oil inside of a capsule. And you can take this 1 to 3 times a day. I like to take it in the morning. Sometimes I'll take 2 at once, and then I'll drink the oil. So that will cover the MetaPower that I need. And it supports your digestion and your cells and your tissue. So easy way to take it. The second obstacle is blood sugar spikes. Okay. So the blood sugar roller coaster, this is actually what happens throughout the day when we eat with our blood sugar. If we were to track it, this is one of the most significant markers of health. Have you ever felt your energy deplete after you eat and you feel tired, sluggish? That's an example of your blood sugar spiking and then dropping. And so this is normal for it to spike and drop, but too much of this and then too high spikes, this is what really does wear and tear on your body and causes you to age. So if you think about your system as a car, okay, I want to make this analogy. When you're driving and you're constantly slamming on your brakes and you're speeding up and slamming on your brakes, that's going to wear your car down. And so same thing with your body. If every time your blood sugar spikes, like after a large meal, and then it dips way down in between meals, this is what makes people lightheaded, dizzy. And when your blood sugar is doing this all day long, this is what ages you. So spikes lead to cravings, spikes lead to wrinkles and aging. They also lead to weight gain. And if you can get control of your blood sugar, this changes everything. So we now have a product that helps us to slow down and really smooth out those spikes and dips. So I love this supplement. I have never taken anything like this before. This is a very big deal. This is the MetaPower Assist. So different than the soft gels, this is the Assist. And what this is a way to hop off that blood sugar roller coaster. And it's a glucose stabilizer supplement, completely natural and clean. And it helps you just smooth out those spikes and dips. It decreases the harmful effects of the post-meal glucose spike. And what you'll do is you'll take this before your largest meal once a day. And it helps to turn your fast burning carbs into slow burning carbs. And so you'll feel more stable. You'll feel less energy crashes. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I usually am so tired midday. Like, I feel great. There's two main ingredients in here. It's mulberry and berberine. Mulberry is shown to reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by 42%. It slows down what you're eating so that your body can metabolize it. And then berberine, this is the natural form of metformin. Some of you may be on metformin. This is a diabetic drug, and it makes the body more sensitive to insulin. It lowers blood glucose. It increases mitochondrial energy. It also helps to lower cholesterol, helps with heart disease. And so when you take berberine as the natural form of metformin, this is so big for your body, and a natural way to get this without having to take a drug. And so the hardest thing with this, you guys, is just remembering to take it. So I always tell people, keep it out where you prep your meals. So for me, the largest meal of the day is dinner. I keep it on my counter. So when I'm cutting vegetables, when I'm preparing everything and I put it in the oven, whatever, I swallow one. You can take it during a meal if you forget, and it's still going to have that effect. But what they found is 15 minutes to 30 minutes before you have your largest meal has the greatest impact on your blood sugar. And so you can see from those testimonies that people are taking this and they have those, they can actually, diabetics can track their blood sugar and they are blown away. So
I just want to jump in really quickly because from a fertility standpoint, my doctors had given me metformin.
Okay.
And they had given that to me, and it actually made my entire left side of my body go numb. And they were giving it to me because they thought that it was going to help with fertility. It had something to do with, the mitochondrial and PPQ that it releases. This berberine does naturally, but they also have you on. So they had me on the metformin and then on a supplement called mitochondrial PPQ. I'm really butchering the name, but that's pretty much what you're getting naturally from this berberine, without the side effects of my leg going numb, because it was completely the wrong chemical compound for my body.
Yeah.
It wasn't natural. And I get now when I started to learn about these products, and I was like, oh, that's probably why they kept telling me to go on these things. But the problem that I'm having, I'm going on a tangent, I'll wrap this up, but the problem I have with like the healthcare system is that these doctors really, okay, I'm not going to say that doctors don't know. They don't really know. They kind of like read from the textbook, and then they might not be researching and doing the cutting edge research to find out, the root causes of certain things. They might have just read, this is what cures this. Yeah. But not every person's body is the same. And I just want to interject there because I literally had metformin in my body and had to detox from it. Yes. Whereas I can just get what I need naturally.
Yep.
From plant medicine.
And honestly, to close up the tangent, but they can't make money off of the berberine, right? Like they have to create something in a lab, and then that's how big pharma makes the money. And so you can't, put a label on broccoli or some of these things because it's natural, right? And sadly, that's where even our doctors, they mean well, but they're taught in the medical system how to prescribe drugs, right? Yeah. So it's like, I agree with you. I'm kind of like, well, why can't I just take the natural form that my body's going to respond to? And that's what people are doing. And that's why it's important, because we're not going to get this information from our doctors. They're not trained this because the medical system does not make money off of berberine. And that's why we have to get this message out too, and always look for ways and, find good doctors that we can talk to about this stuff and say, hey, can I take this? And, but yeah, I'm right there with you, Tara. It's very frustrating. So, all right, let's move on to obstacle number 3. And again, cutting edge, what's happening right now in plant medicine, what doTERRA has brought that's revolutionary is how do we get through that obstacle of cellular integrity? And so there's 2 things that greatly influence cellular integrity. That's collagen and NAD. Both of these actually decline in our 20s. And collagen is the most abundant protein in our body. It's what gives our skin elasticity and firmness. It supports lean muscle and connective tissue. And research has shown that supplementing with NMN increases NAD. So NMN is a precursor to NAD. The molecular size of NAD is much larger. So not to get too sciencey, but if you drop it down a level in molecular size, you have the NMN. And this is what Tara was sharing with the injections that a lot of, celebrities, athletes get with NAD. It's very tricky because it is a big molecule. So finding a way to get NAD that actually is absorbed into your body that actually works, that's the difficult thing. A lot of injections, you have to really do your research there, and it's difficult. But with NMN, it actually makes your body produce NAD naturally. And so we have a product that delivers both collagen and the NAD. Okay, so that is the advantage right there. So it comes in sachets, and you take 1 sachet per day in like 6 to 8 ounces of water. You just mix it up. I love the flavor of it. You can always change the flavor by adding lemon juice, or take a drop of oil and put it in there. But let me just share why this is unique, because collagen is something that a lot of people are talking about right now. And there's a lot of misinformation or things that people just don't really realize. Not all supplements are the same. Not all collagen is the same. The difference with this advantage, and why I love what doTERRA does with plant medicine, is when they do come out with something, it is much better. They will come out with the best thing they can. It's 12 times more bioavailable. And why that's important, it's actually a hydrolyzed tripeptide. So that's what doTERRA's collagen is, which is more broken down than peptides. And if you go to the store, you're pretty much going to see the peptides. And so that is where it takes a lot longer for your body to break those down into tripeptides. So your body actually has to do more work. So then there's the question, is it actually getting to where it needs to get, because it has to be further broken down. And so if you're used to using a collagen that has like 20 plus grams of protein, that's collagen peptides, not the hydrolyzed tripeptide. So this is the highest quality of the collagen that's already broken down. Your body just completely absorbs it. It's also 9 unique collagen types. Most collagens out there only have 1 to 2 collagen types. Our bodies have 28 different types of collagen. So it's the most abundant source of protein in our body. And it's better to have more collagen types than just 1 to 2, because you have collagen in your vertebrae, in your brain, so all over your body, versus just addressing, a lot of times they just say, oh, it's collagen for your skin. So we have 9 different types, which is the highest I've ever seen. Then there's the marine collagen. That is better than bovine. And most of what you'll see out there is bovine. It's cheaper, so companies will just choose bovine, but marine is the most bioavailable, the best for your body. It's sustainably sourced. It's harvested in cold water, marine fish from Italy, and it doesn't need to be digested further by the body. It's actually activated by you. This is big. It actually comes in a dry powder form, so there's no emulsifiers or stabilizers. You'll see like liquid collagens out there. You guys, those are literally coming to you in fruit juice foundation, or they're just water, putting it in water. It's already activated. and you're paying for that shipping. It's expensive, but they're shipping it to you in liquid form. So liquid collagen is already activated versus the dry powder. This is why doTERRA chose this, because the second that you put it into your water, it activates right then. And so you want to consume it within the 30 minutes just for the highest impact. And so when I started taking this, I've taken collagen for years. I started taking this. I was just thinking, oh, cool, we have a collagen. I could not believe my mental function and the way that I was feeling in the first couple of days. So it hits your bloodstream right away. And so when you combine the fact that this has 9 different types of collagen and it's in hydrolyzed tripeptide form, now you have a product that's really going to get to where you want it to go. And it's very targeted. It doesn't need to be digested further. Even though the grams on our collagen say 3 grams of protein, the availability to the body is more like 36 grams of protein in comparison with a product that is just a peptide version, and it has to keep getting broken down. So these ingredients, I call it collagen to keep it easy, but it's not just collagen. I want to show you, just take a screenshot of this. This is the full range of ingredients that are in doTERRA's collagen. So you see these things here, like liposomal vitamin C, resveratrol plus NADH and NMN. I mean, that's really what boosts that NAD plus, and studies to prove it. So getting all of those together, plus the hyaluronic acid, you might have that in your skincare, but it's amazing for your skin to actually get it in here. All of those extracts. So if you were to go buy these supplement ingredients at the store, it would cost you around $315. And so that's what's so amazing, is getting all of this together. And just that collagen is like $79. So most collagens on the market are over $100. That's what they're, I mean, collagen is a very hot item right now. And many, I mean, unless you're getting something from, Costco or whatnot, but that's just coming out of a can. It's not like the collagens that are being marketed right now, but the price point of this is worth over triple what you're paying.
And let me just come from the fertility point of view. Doctor has me on reversatrol, NMN, NAD infusions, the vitamin C, and I'm taking all of them separately, right? Yep. How is my body even breaking them down? Yep. How can my body absorb these?
Yeah.
And how much more money does it cost me to do them all individually?
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing that people don't realize. Like, what we've actually provided is insane. The biotin, taking all of this separately in a supplement with fillers versus taking it when it's activated the second you put it in your water. Like, this is a living supplement. And so this will save you money. If you care about increasing your health span and you want to get resveratrol in you, NMN, I was blown away by this, because I'm like, it's brilliant. And so just to summarize with the system, there's the foundation that addresses these metabolic obstacles, the soft gels, the assist, which is the blood glucose adjuster, stabilizer, and then the collagen plus NMN. Then you have the supporting players. These come with it in the system, but this is when you would use these products when your cravings hit. The gum, I absolutely love, and it has the MetaPower in there. It's an easy way to get that in your body. Also the beadlets, they're like tiny little beadlets that you can they freshen your breath. You can put that in your purse. And then you have the oil. So these things you can, some people have just favorites. And they favor the gum, but this is just an extra way. So these are coming in the system just so that you can get more of it in your body. So it's all powered by the MetaPower, the 5 plants. And then who is this for? All kinds of people. Anyone struggling with low energy, brain fog, weight issues, food cravings, irritability, blood sugar imbalances, whoever wants to just increase their health span. And like I said before, this is going to greatly help every single person, because even if you're in that 6.8%, you have to stay in it. I'm taking this every day. I take that collagen and I take the assist. And so we want to make sure that we're supporting our metabolic health. But like I said before, there's a lot of people who desperately need what this provides. And then Tara, do you want to chat for a bit about hormones?
Yeah, I know I'll go a little bit faster just because we're getting up to the hour, but our endocrine system, right? Women's health and hormones, most of us are women here. I believe it's all women, right? So we have a system of glands that produce and send hormones to targeted organs and tissues, right? So essential oils can be very, very beneficial, I have found, right? Because they are circulated in the same way and profoundly benefit the cells that they encounter in the process. So yeah, we're going to go through these quick just to keep people going. So the most important thing that I want to touch on is, and we all know this, right? Our ovaries secrete the estrogen and progesterone, which are crucial for fertility, but they also play a huge, huge role in our emotional and physical health. I have had a lot of experiences, like I said, with IVF rounds and just the estrogen and progesterone being high, low, sideways, non-existent, supplementing for these things. So one of the things that I have really done that I want to share with everyone, because not only people should be doing this if they're not trying to get pregnant, you should be doing this for your health. A lot of environmental toxins impact our reproductive system. BPAs, right, which is the leading cause of infertility, which can be found in plastics, plastic containers, Tupperwares, plastic bottles, plastic bags, cans, pretty much everything that our food come in. When you go to the store, you're like, oh my God, I can't even shop. Like everywhere I look, there's BPAs. And then also fragrances, unfortunately, we do not have a very good system here. Things get snuck in. Our FDA doesn't really hold people accountable. And we have a lot of fragrances and chemicals that get put into our products by fragrances. And I say that because if you're looking at the bottle, the back of something, just be really careful, because if it says, item number 4, fragrance, that can mean a whole host of things. And then of course, parabens, molds, and all of that, which is in a lot of our self-care products. If you go to any store locally, you just have to read the back of the labels because they're filled with crap. So this is how I got into, these products, because I really wanted to find other ways that I could be dealing with some of my issues. Hormone balancing, right? Clary-Calm, a really amazing essential oil that helps with hormone balancing, PMS, endometriosis, right? We have lots of heavy periods and a lot of pelvic pain. During sex, we can have pain, right? So this is a really great oil to put on your lower belly and in your pelvis area. Helps with cramps, hot flashes, and mood swings as well for anyone going through menopause.
Yeah. And also Clary-Calm contains Vitex, which is for hormone balance, and it naturally decreases testosterone and raises progesterone in women when that's needed. So it helps to balance what you need. It's not going to mess up your hormones at all. It's just going to balance. That's the cool thing, is plants are very intuitive and they're hormone balancing. So it's not going to do that if you have less testosterone. It's going to help to balance that out, but it is really great because a lot of women do have more testosterone. They need to raise that progesterone. So
yes, another amazing oil that I love is rose oil, because not only you can apply that above your heart, right, for emotional balance and boosting your libido, you can also apply that to your lower abdomen as well, relief from menstrual discomfort, and really helps people with PCOS to promote regular ovulation.
Yeah, great perfume replacement too. I love perfumes that actually help your hormones versus endocrine disruptors, right? So that's the cool thing about using these on your body topically daily.
Yes. And that's the whole thing, right? It's the endocrine disruptors that is found in everything. And this is what we're trying to combat.
Yep.
So this is just really amazing, because I think this is a great roller that you can do because your habits are critically important. So, you check your nutrition, your stress levels, and your water supply. I've been drinking this entire time we've been talking, because we need to support our liver, our adrenals, our ovaries, our pancreas, pineal glands, and pituitary gland. But I love this. You can throw this into a roller and combine 10 drops of the clove, the myrrh, the lemongrass, frankincense, and peppermint. And then you can just top it off with a fractionated coconut oil, which is just a liquid form. And you can apply that to your thyroid 3 times a day. So that is just another amazing, because we all know, I can go on a tangent, that there's a lot of thyroid issues, right? As we age. So this is just something that you can do easily.
Yeah, hormone protocols, easy, start here, you guys, and this will take your body a long way. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just these few oils here are great to add to your arsenal and give your body that support naturally, and they will impact your body. And the cool thing about these is that you can use these oils for other things too. And then a couple more testimonials regarding the whole system. I've been enjoying the MetaPower products for 6 weeks. Here's my results: more energy, better sleep, discomfort in my lower back and hips gone, craving snacks and sweets gone, concentration improved, increased weights on workout equipment 10 pounds. My granddaughter said my face looked slimmer, and I think the collagen is smoothing out some wrinkles, down 5 pounds. Results are seriously all over the place. It's amazing. Here's another one. I wanted to drop some updates on my journey. Type 1 diabetic. My average insulin use has gone from 48 units a day to 30 units. Average glucose levels have dropped from 146 to 108. I'm 98% in the range of target, lost 8 pounds, lost about 3 inches off the tummy, sleeping better, making better food choices, better memory retention, and much more. Love Meta. So, oh my gosh, it's so exciting to see what people are experiencing. And so for those who want to get started, then this is really what we recommend. This is the whole system that you get. It's $179, and it's been released since October. And so we've been having all of these results pouring in. You get all of those supplements there, the oil, and you'll actually get a course that will give you all of the research on this. It's very extensive because we did cover a lot, but it's not your only time to learn. You're actually going to be part of our community, Modern Wellness, and also Divine Lifestyles with Tara. So you'll have plenty of support in using this system, and you'll get, it comes with how to use it. But we have a whole course on this that you'll unlock for free. And, there's men who are actually going from a 35-inch waist to a 32-inch waist in just 2 months. They're cinching their belts 3 to 4 holes smaller. And so that's just what is beautiful about helping people with their metabolic health because of the crisis that we have right now. And I did give another option here because a lot of people want to add things for hormones. Any of the oils that we talked about are great, but you could actually do, for instance, the MetaPower system. And then if you added the rose roller, that would be $249 for the rose roller. And because it's over 200, this is actually the promo that you get right now. And so if you're watching this in February, the replay, this applies. And so you actually can get, this is the promo code that you want to screenshot. And you can also get with the person that invited you. If it wasn't Tara and I to this class, you're watching the replay. This is the promo code. And if you are over 200, like with option 2, you actually get a diffuser for free. And you also get a big bottle of Adaptive, which is one of my favorites for stress, anxiety. I use that every single night before bed on my feet. I also love to diffuse that oil. It's really, really popular. And then you get the Digestin soft gels, which I take all the just capsules of the Digestin oil, which you also get a bottle of that. So this is like $100 plus for free, just because you're invited here by Tara and I, and we have this Diamond Club promo from Marissa. So this is just exclusive for our communities, you guys. And so get the link from Tara or myself or whoever invited you. Make sure you get the link to what you want for the MetaPower system. And you can, if you do the 200, that's the way to go. if you add something to it, because the MetaPower system is only $179. So if you add something to it, then you're going to unlock all 4 of those freebies. So that's huge. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording right now and see if there's any questions.
Yes, and I also have popped in the chat, so the MetaPower with the rose or just the MetaPower with the promo code. And then here is a link